Yeah, I actually I didn't know that Afeni you were a veteran, so I kind of wanted to like just pose a question to you at the very end, because like I get
Yeah, go
how a
ahead.
lot of people right now are like, they look at imperialism and then they're like, oh my God, I hate these imperial foot soldiers. They're also part of the evil, and I get that. I totally get that. There's a level in which that's 100% true. But the way I think of it is like if I go to Kareem's apartment right now and I stab him to death, everyone would agree that's an evil act. Like I should be punished for that. That's evil. But I think if I did something else, it would be far worse. If I talked to Asal and I said, you know what, Kareem is planning to kill you and your family, and I show some like made up evidence of like Kareem like writing plans to like go to California and kill her and everyone she knows. I said, Asal, the only thing you can do to save yourself is you have to kill him first. And then you do that, then that evil I think is just it's so profoundly evil. And I wouldn't even like Asal's guilt. There would be some guilt there, definitely, but I think the vast majority of the guilt would be on me for using her as a tool. And the evil of that is just it's on a different level. So I'm curious what
I
you
never
think of
said
feeling
that.
like,
That's a
right,
good
like,
point.
so what do you think about like how we should judge or think of people in the military, and maybe even like are there outreach opportunities? Like what do you think about that?
Well, I can tell you. Well, somebody just made a comment that the military is all volunteer. Let me tell you something. When they're going into poor neighborhoods, when they're going into working class neighborhoods, black neighborhoods, when they're going into brown neighborhoods, and they are literally going into people's high schools and drafting them at 16 and 17 years old, brainwashing them and lying to them and telling them all the great things about the military, that's not volunteer. That's manipulation. So, like, please, y'all, understand that the draft is literally just it's just on people that are impoverished. Like, all of the socialism that we are all asking for on the left is all the same things that you can find in the military. Housing, they give you clothes, they give you food. And you have you have checks. What do they call it? 3 hots and a cot. You see what I'm saying? You know, it's guaranteed. Your family's going to be taken care of as an extension of you. That is literally, it is manipulation, because then you go overseas, you commit these war crimes. And let me tell you something about military training real quick. I will never forget when my first sergeant stood in front of us at AIT and told everybody there are only 3 places that you get truly institutionalized in America: prisons, mental hospitals, and the military. And everybody else was just sitting there like, yep, yeah, that makes sense. In my mind, I'm like, what the fuck? I said, I know, like, did y'all just hear that they're literally like brainwashing us? And then it's, oh, well, you have to follow every lawful order that your commanding officer is giving you. Well, think about the peer pressure of being out on the field. I felt peer pressure in AIT and basic training, of being out on the field, knowing that everybody's life depends on you, and your life depends on them. The pressure that carries, being told that all the people that you're killing are, some people do this shit out of malice. Some people are just racist, disgusting human beings. There are plenty of those people that are in the military. Some people truly choose to be there because they want to murder people. But some people just are really, they've bought into that idea that they are going to liberate, they're going to save, they're going to carry out that justice and freedom, uphold the Constitution. And this is something that you're supposed to look at yourself and see valor. And when you get home and when you really realize a lot of the shit that you were told were lies, when you get home and you realize, like, damn, they told me that child was armed, but I checked their body multiple times and they weren't, but they kept telling me that they were. So how do I unpack that? So it's just like, you deal with all of that trauma. So there's no way that you can honestly denounce what you've done without condemning yourself. So there is a greater evil within the military and within the institutions in which the military stands on. And, there are literally bigoted people that genuinely just want to be there. Their granddaddy's granddaddy was a a Confederate soldier and they're falling behind the legacy. You see what I'm saying? Like, there are those folks. But a majority of people that are in the military, a majority of the ones I ran into, either got lied to by the recruiter, either they were told, oh, well, you're not going to actually get deployed. They end up getting deployed anyway. Like, you literally get talked into it. So I would definitely say, like, the saddest part about the military is we put all of those billions and honestly trillions of dollars. The Pentagon lost trillions of dollars. We put all those trillions of dollars into that system, and the soldiers, the sailors, the Marines, they don't see it. The VA doesn't see it. There are so many homeless vets right now, they don't see it. So we are literally just investing in genocide and war and bombing to line the pockets of people that don't even give a fuck enough about a soldier to pay us minimum goddamn wage. So, I mean, I don't know. Like, there are those people that you can say, like, there are those commanding officers that know what the fuck they're doing. There are those people that are bigoted, that go into that go into the military, that want to kill people, that are bloodthirsty, and they know that they can get away with it in these black and brown countries. There are those people, and I ran into a lot of them, which is another reason why I did not want to stay in the military. But there are people that are just genuinely there because they need to take care of their family, because they need to take care of themselves. I know me personally, I only joined the military because I didn't want to be homeless. So I didn't want to go there. I didn't want to do that shit. And I knew that, and that's why I didn't make it. But it's just, there are people that I had like maybe like a softer place to land, but there are people that have no other choice other than to make that shit work. And they have to live with that shit for the rest of their fucking lives. So
Yeah,
I would just say that.
Yeah, this would be a great topic. We gotta dive really into this maybe on the next panel because I have a lot of words about this as well. I talked to my friend Anthony Clark Jr. and he has a story where he was a troubled youth and they pretty much gave him an ultimatum: either you go join the military or you gotta go jail, prison, or whatever. I let him tell the story better than me, but they pretty much gave him a legal ultimatum: join the military or we'll press charges on you. That's the kind of stuff that a lot of people get recruited by. And now I always say all cops are bastards, and you guys know my opinion about American police, and I can back that up with many evidence. But you guys notice I never talk veterans, right? You guys notice that? Because it's a poverty draft. Like Anthony Clark told you, they go to poor communities and they promise them the world. And a lot of times they don't deliver. And that's why 22 veterans kill themselves a day, because they realize they've been lied to. And
none of that shit.
Yeah, so I don't go after military personnel. Look, I do go after the war criminals because, like Finney said, there are documented war criminals, like the people who used to collect Afghanistan fingers as a trophy at how many innocent civilians they killed. So there are monsters there. But when you look at the military overall, these are just people who wanted healthcare. These are people who just wanted stuff that our society should provide them in the first place. Now, on the other hand, all cops are bastards. Because that's a job you're looking for and you're getting paid a lot of money, and you are designed to break up protests. You are designed to do the bidding of the ruling class. Now, all cops are bastards because if you have a single mother with 2 kids, this is just a scenario. You had a single mother with 2 kids who cannot pay their rent and in the middle of the winter, and you get the order that you have to forcibly evict that person. If you do not decline that, because unlike the military, in the military, you get in a lot of trouble, right, Finney? Like you get dishonorably discharged, you can get charged, you can go to prison by denying orders. But if you're a cop, you can just quit. Like if you get an order to evict a single mother of 2 kids in the winter where you can ruin their life. If you don't morally object to that, if you don't morally object to shooting rubber bullets at protesters who just want to end police violence or whatever it is. Workers that's striking. If you don't morally object to that, you are a bastard. Period.